Hi everyone, it's CSM 2019. My name is Heather Capizella and I'm a third year PT student at the University of the Incarnate Word. I was first exposed to this activity by Dr. Brown in my first year at PT school. My initial reaction to it was that this is going to be an interesting approach to finding a better understanding of our patients and the way they feel or express pain, and the fact that we were doing it through a medium that is often very personal and can be sometimes uncomfortable, which is artwork. A lot of my classmates were a little fazed by this and felt a little uncomfortable with it, just because art and music is such a personal medium and a personal way to express things that you're feeling, and everybody reacts to art in a variety of manners, and to find art affects them in a variety of different ways, whether it being different types of art or the way you interpret it is very different and personal. So initially it was a little uncomfortable and a little difficult to find art that you reacted to and were willing to share, and it be something that doesn't seem so superficial to just accomplish the task of finding art and finding pain in art. I think a lot of us, after a little bit of time getting used to looking at artwork, really opened up and really took on this challenge of finding art in a variety of forms. It was really interesting going back and looking at our classmates and how they experienced pain and the stories that they told, as well as the pieces of artwork that really spoke to them and expressed pain in a way that they understood. Something that I think that we all took away from this is that pain is very personal and affects everybody in a variety of different ways, and pain oftentimes isn't visible on the body itself. There's not always an open wound, there's not always something you can see, and it's not always something that people express emotionally and express even on their faces. A lot of times someone can be suffering from pain and not even show it. They put on a brave face because that's what they're expected to do, or that's what they feel like they're expected to do in order to function. And a lot of times, if we can give our patients that space to open up and express themselves, we're really surprised by the things that they tell us. And it's really important for us to believe and understand our patients. And I think that's something a lot of us took away from this art. We found there's a lot of people who do suffer, and they felt like they weren't able to express that pain, whether it be physical or emotional or even both. So they expressed it through their artwork. A lot of us found people that we had never been exposed to before, or even conditions that we didn't realize were painful. For myself personally, I found an artist. His name is Hertz Nazar, and I found him doing a lot of Google searches and going back to NPR, which has a lot of, I find, personal stories that really helped me better understand the human experience. And Hertz Nazar has sickle cell anemia, and I didn't understand and realize that sickle cell anemia is such a painful condition to have, not only physically because it can cause blood clotting, but also even emotionally. Growing up, he wasn't able to participate in sports and activities to the same level as a lot of his peers were, and that was very frustrating to him, as well as the fact that eventually sickle cell anemia took the sight of his left eye, and that was really debilitating to him at first and painful. And he was able to eventually express those thoughts and feelings through his artwork in a way that other people can understand his experience, as well as in a way that told other people with sickle cell anemia that you're not alone, you're not suffering through this by yourself. So I think something that is really important for us as physicians and as students is to better understand our patient's experience and our patient's story. And we really were able to take that away with this activity of finding artwork, and finding artwork that expressed pain in a variety of mediums, in a variety of different ways, from songs, cartoons, and paintings and sculptures. I really will take forward these lessons that we got from this project. And I know a lot of my classmates will take forward those lessons as well. This past week I've been talking to a lot of my classmates about this project, and they still remember it and still remember the other pieces of artwork that we were exposed to by our classmates. And it was such a neat experience and a great way to experience pain, and pain that was eventually turned into something productive.